Everybody, today we're going to be loading the kiln with all the different ceramic pieces that I glazed. As you can see, this piece is ready. It has all the forms that are glazed with the matte glaze placed on the inside, and all the other matte glazes are glazed on top here. And just so you can see some of the other pieces that I have ready to go into the kiln, I have some plates and some of the little creamers and cups, little ginger jar, and base. So I'm going to be putting everything, I'm refiring this one because I didn't like how the glaze came out. So you can refire things as well. So what I'm going to show you first, here's my kiln. And I'm going to be, this is a really wonderful Skutt kiln. And I'm going to put a little bit of this sand in first. So you can use grog, which is essentially pulverized clay, or this is a very, very fine sand that I like to use underneath some of the pieces. It just helps them shrink, move along, and so they don't crack, they're able to move along. So the main pieces that I'll do this first for are the large sculpture and also the butter dish, just because the lid of the butter dish, I'm not going to put it on the piece because it would stick, so I have to keep them separate whenever I'm firing. So just going to move this around so I have a nice area that the pieces could slide once they shrink. So I'll go ahead, I'm going to put this piece in. There you go. And the butter dish. So here's the lid to the butter dish. I also glazed the inside. So I'm going to put that also on the sand. Let me make sure it has an area to slide once it's shrinking. And then I also want to put the base of the butter dish on the same level. This is the base of the butter dish. And the reason why I want it on the same level is just so that when you put the lid of the butter dish onto it, that it fits nicely. So you want it, it'll shrink at the same level, the same percentage. So that's why it should be on the same shelf. But I'm going to put it over here. Okay, and so if I want to add shelves onto the kiln, if I'm putting more than one piece in here, I use these little stilts here. So I'm going to use these stilts to put the next shelf on. So I'll make a strong triangle, put one on the side and in the back. And then I would put my next shelf in, just like this. So I just wanted to show you that just to get started, and then I'm going to go ahead and load the kiln, and once I get it loaded I'll show you how to turn it on. So thank you. Okay, so I got the kiln loaded. All the pieces are in here I ended up just getting a couple levels, and so now I'm going to go ahead and turn the kiln on. Gotta get back here. So this Skutt, the computer will just tell me I want to stop it first, and I want to cone fire. This one is going to go to cone 5, but I'm going to preheat it a little bit. So I'm going to preheat it just for maybe 2 hours. Actually, I'm going to do 3 hours. Stop. Cone fire, 3 hours, and that'll keep it at around 100 degrees. So it just allows, if it's a larger sculpture, I'm primarily worried about the larger sculpture, so I want to make sure that it's all the same temperature before it starts going up. And then I am going to fire, it says cone, so I want to go to cone 5, enter. And I'm going to go slow. If it was just all the functional pieces, I would go faster, but since it's a sculpture, I tend to, especially porcelain sculptures, I want to go slow. So I'm going to do it slow. I'm not going to hold. And it is pretty much ready. So we are going to start. And then you can always review it to make sure. See, it turns on. I'm going to review what. Uh-oh. There it goes. Okay, review. Cone 5. Goes up to 2100. Slow and 0. So it's ready. 3-hour preheat. Okay, so I can go ahead and close the kiln now. And I also want to make sure I have the fan on. And this also keeps the toxins and anything that comes off of the firing. It kind of sucks it out, as well as it kind of regulates the airflow inside the kiln. So I'm going to go ahead, close the kiln. And then I also like to make sure that there's nothing around the kiln. I always check once, twice. And you can see also under my kiln I have a concrete board I put down just because it's a wooden floor, so I'm wanting to protect, don't want any fires. So I always just check, see there's no cat toys or anything underneath here. We're good. So thank you so much, and it should be ready tomorrow, probably closer to the evening, so I can show you what it's all going to look like. So thank you and have a lovely day.